It starts 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The biggest names in music.
Oh, wow.
Big names, big songs, big guests, big prizes.
Well, it's a big show.
The Big Show.
Put your hands together for the one and only
Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean.
That's what I'm talking about.
1FM 91.3. Good times, the latest hits.
1, 2, 3.
Good morning and welcome to The Big Show and TheBigShow.tv. It's a Monday! And that's why we have Natalie Dau, also known as Rockstar Arms, with us. Welcome, Natalie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You know, it was the reason why you're on every Monday, Natalie, is because, you know how people overeat over the weekend. And so I thought, why not, right? Work out on a Monday to kickstart the week.
True. It's a great way to kickstart the week.
What have you got for us today, Natalie?
Yeah, so we are an extra special workout today. We're using the Vitruvian V form that's just hit Singapore. So super excited to demo that for everyone at home today.
Right. For anyone who wants to find out a little bit more, you can follow them on Instagram. It's vitruvian.form, as in FORM.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. I mean, it's resistance training, right, Natalie?
It is. It's up to 180 kilos you can squat on this one little machine. So it's amazing.
And how many different exercises is it capable of?
Hundreds and hundreds. So they're doing, actually, you can go and try it for free at the moment. Fitness First are going to be doing free trials. Don't need to be a member. And you can book a slot if you click on my Instagram tomorrow and book a slot to go in and try it for free.
Yeah, I just want everyone to know this is not a sponsored segment
it's not.
here.
No,
it's because we've always been so curious about Vitruvian.
Yeah.
I mean, we read about this some months ago, and we found out that Natalie had a set at home, and so we said, hey, could you please, show us, demonstrate for us, on the show this week? And, she so very kindly agreed. So thank you very much, Nat. We're all looking forward to that.
I don't
That's
have
a
a
pleasure.
Vitruvian, but I have an exercise band. Can I emulate what you're doing as well?
Absolutely. Exercise band is a great thing to use for today, or if someone's just got a dumbbell, but I think exercise band is a great alternate today.
All right, let's get started then. We are live on The Big Show and TheBigShow.tv. Right now, here's Eiffel 65, Blue Dabba Dee on 1FM 91.3.
Yeah, listen.
Poor Angel's doing it again.
Right?
Yeah.
It's all right.
She's the one that overate.
Yeah.
I had a salad.
That's fair.
Lies, I didn't have.
Yeah.
You had a fruit.
So, guys, I'll demonstrate without this so everyone can work out at home what they want to do. We're just doing alternating lunges, first exercise. So, backwards. Then we'll be doing a press. So, Angel, if you grab your band and you can just be doing presses like this.
Yeah.
Bent over rows if you stand on your band and pull up.
Okay.
Then we'll be doing a pull through, which might be a bit harder for you to do with a band. So you might just want to do squats on that one. And the next one, if you stand on your band again and grab it opposite, and we'll be doing RDLs that way. Cool. So yeah, we can do all these exercises with no equipment at home for everyone.
I'll just do my own version of all these exercises.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. All right, so 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Let me just... Okay, let's get going. I'm going to be doing it with these handles.
Wow.
And yes, so you'll see, you can hear these they're calibrating 40 times a second.
Oh, wow.
So if I pull too hard, they think that it's too easy for me, so they'll make it harder for me.
Now I always use it very slowly.
Wow.
Yeah, and if you hold at the top, it will also pull harder. So if you release at the bottom and hold it at the bottom for a couple of seconds, it'll loosen off a bit. So you don't want to be all hero at the beginning because it'll be too hard.
Right, yeah.
All right. So
Wow.
So,
Rest.
and there's different, there's bars, there's benches, there's all sorts of different things. But I'm puffing after that already.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
all right, we're going to get this and we're going to do a press. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, up we go. So, you can hear it, yeah.
Yeah, you can hear
Yeah.
the resistance working against you.
Yes, definitely against me. Yeah. It's good. Great.
With a 10 kg dumbbell. Ooh,
And,
like
and
tall,
using this machine is about slow, steady movement.
That's right, and it's about eccentric too. So everyone tries to just push up, but you've actually got to control the downward a lot in this. So not unlike a dumbbell where you can just bring it straight down. You've really got to control this on the down.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's different from that. I'm just shaking my arms because.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing just the opposite of Nat, actually.
Yeah,
the,
by using the dumbbell.
Exactly. All right, bent over rows this time, feet
Bent
shoulder
over
width
rows.
apart, and we're just squeezing those
Oh my god, I want one.
lats.
That is an amazing machine.
Who needs a gym anymore?
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? And I think personal trainers are going to be using these as well for clients.
Yeah, you just carry this one thing with you.
How heavy is it, Nat?
It's about 30 kilos. Yeah, so it's not light.
You'll need a trolley.
Yeah, you need the trolley.
Yeah.
I can leave it at my house, then clients can come over.
Yeah, it's got wheels on it, so you can wheel it.
Oh.
Wheel it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Relax. Yeah.
And some more, you're doing time-based, not rep-based
Yeah.
today.
Yes. We'll
Good
do.
luck.
So you can do. Normally, it takes 3. You do 3, and it calibrates for you, and then it starts moving through. So we're going to do a pull through now. I'm just going to grab one handle and stand here, and so this is when you're going to do the squats, guys.
All right.
Yeah. So this, I mean, these are just a couple of the exercises. But there you go. If you're squatting, push those knees out.
Is it very, very
Almost.
noisy though?
No, all you can hear, this is as noisy as it gets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like water swishing.
Yes, the cable going in and out, so that's as noisy as it gets. Yeah.
That's
So
all
you could, yes. Not like dropping weights or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right, hands across. We're crossing our hands here with you're standing on your band, and we're just going to stand up. So easy one to do with a band as well.
Can do like a deadlift.
Yes, that's right.
Is the board okay? Like if you jump on it, or
Yeah, you can do, like jumping. It's solid, jumping knee highs and all sorts of things on there. So yeah, it's super solid.
Wow.
FD, my birthday coming, FD.
Yep.
Get everyone to contribute for your present.
Yeah.
All right, good job, guys. Round 1 done. Nice
Yeah.
one.
That is amazing.
Wait, I've got 2 more reps.
Oh, Glenn's got 2 more reps. Okay, we'll
Because you got 30 more seconds and we're back on air. Take a breath.
Yeah, take a breath.
Oh,
take a
look
breath.
at her. She's. Whew.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And then so you can either calibrate it as if you want it just to stay consistent, or you can do it so it recalibrates every rep. So totally up to you. Lots of different
an app,
settings
is
to
it?
use. Yes, via an app.
So
Yeah.
what was the weight
Where are
that
we
you
going on
lifted?
the first-
Oh, okay.
The heart rate on the Polar is is 90.
In
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
That's
X's and O's, L King right here on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3. We're working out with Natalie Dau on the Vitruvian.
Yes.
Vitruvian, I beg your pardon.
Vitruvian. Yeah, but since we don't have a Vitruvian in the studio, I use the exercise bands and Glenn used a dumbbell.
Dumbbell.
So there are lots of different ways that we can work out today, and we're going to be doing it again later.
So, Nat, I'm looking at this, and okay, obviously a lot of it is form. It is form,
Yes.
but it would be a good machine to start out on because it's calibrating to what you can do. You don't have to try and estimate what you can do.
Absolutely. It's a really great one because exactly what you said, it'll start off lighter for you. It calibrates to what strengths you've got with each exercise. You don't have to think about what dumbbell to pick up. And then as you progress, it progresses at a level that you feel comfortable with rather than going from a 5 kilo dumbbell to a 10 kilo dumbbell.
So it's good for someone who's recovering from an injury as well, I assume?
Absolutely. So, there are hundreds of exercises. And as I said, they're all focused a lot on the eccentric as well. So it's all about control and going slow.
Right. FD, you should get one.
I'm just
because
looking
FD
at-
has been recovering from an injury for the past 20 years.
Yeah, actually, I've been recovering from an injury for the past 65 years. It's called
It's called what?
So what was the weight that you were lifting earlier? What's that equivalent to?
So it shows you on the app. So it varies by exercise, but anywhere from like 8 to 12 kilos per cable. So it really, and it feels far heavier than if I'm grabbed a 10 kilo dumbbell.
That's a great machine because a lot of people are working from home.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a very big thing. You can slide it under your bed or under a desk when you're not using it as well. And it does hundreds and hundreds of exercises with no like free weights that fall on the ground or like you lose one or it breaks the floor.
Well, it's not only that. It's the idea of so many people want to exercise at home. They want to get the equipment. They've got no room for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now you have the room for this.
Okay, can I propose that the people at Vitruvian, send
Us one
one of
here?
these babies to the Flying
FD.
Dutchman because he's got loads of disposable cash, and so
Really?
he'll just pay for it straight away. This guy has a $20,000 massage chair at home.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
How much is it?
20,000.
8,000, 10,000, 12,000.
$20,000 can bring you to the coffee shop also. No?
He
It's
likes
fine.
these things,
It's fine.
But I'm sure this will come in very handy, FD.
The other thing I can say about this is not a one-person machine.
Yeah, exactly.
This
No.
is something an entire family
Yep.
could use.
I have an idea. Introduce this to your wife. If
Yes.
your wife loves it, that's it.
Yeah,
It's a done deal.
yeah.
Introduce it to
Yeah.
the person that holds the purse strings.
My wife.
There
yeah.
you go.
That's the way it works.
But Michelle is a very active lady.
Very.
She
Yes.
loves dancing and
Yeah, she does a lot of
she
dance.
does work out and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she's gonna love this, Abby.
yeah, it's a
and
really
once
good
you
idea.
have this, I'll come over to your place and I'll try it out.
There you
as
go.
well.
There you go. That's how it works. Now I know why he wants me to get
There
one.
you go.
Family will buy one, but y'all can send one to me also.
and then we'll convince FD to bring it
Bring
to
it
the
to
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're not
There
using
you
it at
go.
home. Your
I'll
rabbits
drive
like
down.
using it.
Right.
and pick it up.
but I do see the advantages, particularly with the number of people in HDB living who don't have space. This is a fantastic machine.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And it's fun.
Yeah.
It just brings a bit of fun back to working out too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So just speaking of someone who hasn't worked out for 65 years,
Yeah.
how does someone start exercising if they haven't done anything at all?
Yeah, so obviously start slow, low impact, not heavy weights, and just a moderate level of cardio. So don't rush into things. Lots of stretching as part of that routine. A good way to start is just to go for a walk after every meal and get that as a regular occurrence. And then obviously, there's a whole bit around mindset too. So ignore the people that say that you can't do it or can't achieve anything. Yeah, say goodbye to them and set some goals and get moving.
Okay.
You can do it.
Can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of you can do it, it's time for set number 2. It's time to work
Alrighty.
out with Natalie Dau, also known as Rockstar Arms. Meantime, here's Michael Bolton, the one and only, with Love is a Wonderful Thing.
All right.
Right, all right.
All right.
I just almost tripped over my dumbbell.
Oh,
Won't happen
All right.
with the Vitruvian.
Yeah,
You
that's
trip over
right.
the Starship Enterprise.
Yes. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. Let's do those lunges. Yeah, FD, this would be good for you to try.
Yeah, it would be. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
That is really something.
It is.
Everybody
It's
working
yeah, and very good for your core because you have to control and balance everything all the time.
Yes,
too.
yes.
There you go. Whew. Hang in there, guys.
And 40 on, 20 off is a good gauge, is it?
Yeah, it is. Or if you're starting slower, 30-15 as well is always
Okay.
good too.
All right.
Yeah, I always think you want a little bit of rest if you're starting out. You don't want to be doing like 30-10 or anything. Give yourself a bit more rest in
Yeah.
between sets.
Because the word has come up many times as we exercise, moderate, and really, how do you gauge what is moderate?
Yeah, I think it's always you should be a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
up. Glad work after his t-shirt got hole all.
So it's not something I gauge by, say, my heart rate or something. It's just a comfort level.
You can gauge by your heart rate, but it's if you're only exercising for 30 seconds, your heart rate can get high.
Okay.
He's showing his T-shirt with his hole in his armpits.
Some of my most comfortable T-shirts
Have
right,
holes
have
in
many holes in them.
It's called air conditioning.
I zoomed in for a while, so everybody enjoyed that.
All right, great, good job, guys. We're going to do those bent over rows. 10 seconds. Yeah. Okay.
And breathing is so important.
Yeah.
And breathing, absolutely. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, don't get yourself in a panic as you exercise, which lots of people do. Just nice, calm breath.
So now, the breathing, is there a system like when you're pulling up, you breathe in, when you're letting go, you breathe out? Is there a way of doing it?
Yeah, out when you pull up.
Out when you pull up and in when
Yeah.
you're releasing, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Then I got a very important question.
Yeah,
Does the light change color?
it does. That is a very important question. There is about 6 different combos you can get for the light to change colour.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, set about
Yes.
This is great. I'll do it in my living room and drive my rabbits crazy.
It's like the interior of a Mercedes Benz.
6 different colors.
Yes, there's red and blues and greens and pinks and all sorts. So yeah, very, very important question.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to do those pull-throughs now. So squats if you're at home.
Was it rest time just now?
Yeah.
What?
He went right through the rest time.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. No rest.
Burn that durian.
The wicked.
Ooh. Yes, kettlebell swings is a good one for this one too. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
because you're using your hips. Good job, guys. Really push those knees out if you're squatting. If you're doing kettlebell swings, push those hips up. All right, we're going to be on to our last exercise.
Well, this one's harder.
We're going to do those RD at the
Hold on,
cross
heart rate
RDLs.
95.
95.
See if you can crack 100.
Oh, 100.
Come on, Glenn, crack 100. Let's go.
A few burpees in
I like the
there.
way I'm saying this while I sit down.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm not sure if you'll crack it on this exercise, though. Good job. Just a slight hinge at the hips and knees. Keep those knees soft. Back nice and straight. Should feel this in your hamstrings.
And your butt.
Yeah. If you don't have a band, just pop your hands behind your head. If you don't have a band,
Okay.
that's a good one to do.
Oh, feels so nice to stretch down the
Yes.
The weight as well.
Yeah.
All right, good job, everyone.
Well
Woo.
done.
Oh,
Nice one, Natalie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
good job.
That was truly, truly special.
Yeah, so that's a workout. You can do, warm-up sets, warm-down sets on it as well.
Trying to see if anyone smells in the studio.
That's the smell of hard work and victory.
You smell what the rat is cooking.
Or garlic from yesterday.
Day old garlic.
Oh.
That's nice. We're
Myths
good.
when it comes to exercising and getting older. That's what we're talking about today.
Yes.
97.
Well, you're almost
Oh,
there.
best.
Not bad.
Quickly, do some high knees now.
Wait.
Quick, yeah, a couple of burpees. Let's go.
Go, burpees, go.
Oh, he's
He's good.
Running on the spot.
Okay, zoom into Glenn.
Yeah, there you go. Hit 100. Hit 100. That's back down to 96 now. But I did hit 100.
So you were saying, Natalie, if someone older is gonna start their exercising, basically start with walks after dinner.
Yeah, it's a good, and that's a really good ritual to get into then. So then, you eat, you digest, and then you don't eat so much that you feel so full that you can't walk after dinner as well.
How long should we be waiting after a meal before we start all this?
You can just go straight away. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're not running,
it's
so
fine.
You're not running,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And a lot of, I was watching Instagram the other day, and a friend of mine who's in SHN is running around the room because they can't get exercise. They can't go out and run, so they're literally like running around the room.
Which is okay
Which
as
is
well,
okay
right?
as well.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're moving.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you are, if you are going into doing quarantine, then set your alarm for every hour and do like 5 minutes every hour of 5 minutes of push-ups or 5 minutes of wall sit or, that type of thing is good too, to space it across the day.
Because it can get, time can fly by without you moving at all. You know what I mean? You're
Absolutely.
watching Netflix, you're binging, and before
Yeah.
you know it, it's dinner time.
Yeah.
Before you know it, it's bedtime, and
Yeah.
then breakfast,
Yeah.
and you don't move at all.
So if I'm using this machine and I'm going to combine it with, say, walks or jogs or whatever, do I use the machine and then walk or jog, or do I walk or jog and then use the machine?
You can do either. So it depends how, a walk is a great warm-up, or you might want to do it on alternate days. So this is more strength, and a walk would be, either recovery, or if you're going for a jog, then it's going to be cardio. So alternating it is always good. But if it's just a gentle walk, you can use that as a warm-up or a warm-down.
Okay.
Don't be too ambitious, Avdi.
No, I'm just saying there are people who will ask this question, what do
Right.
I do
FD is
first?
not
Yeah.
doing it.
He is going to do it.
He's not going to do it.
It'll be perfect for him to work it out that way, like what Natalie just mentioned. Maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can do your brisk walks
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And maybe Tuesday and Thursday you can use the Vitruvian.
Strength training, yeah.
It's a smart,
Right?
it's a smart
So
combination.
what would that one machine replace if someone has like a home gym or thinking of getting a home gym? What does the Vitruvian replace?
So it'll replace dumbbells. It will replace a kettlebell. It will replace barbells and weight plates. So basically, any weighted equipment, you're not going to have to fill your house with all of those things. You can just use this.
So
Right.
a bench as well, right? I mean,
But
you
a
can
A bench,
lie-
yeah. There's a bench that actually sits across the top and fits into it as well.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, there's a long bar. There's the ropes. There's
right.
also a waist belt as well. Ankle straps. So there's a whole
It's a-
ton of
And
accessories.
it comes with all of this? Or are these
yes,
optionals?
The optionals are the bench.
Okay.
But it comes with everything else.
So we haven't seen what it can do to its full potential yet.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can do everything.
Everything. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I guess the bench is is a special bench for the Vitruvian because there's so many benches out there that might be a little too heavy duty to place on the Vitruvian, right?
Yeah, and it's got to be safe.
Okay.
So it fits in. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
hold on,
right.
Nat. We're going for a traffic update. Hold on.
FD?
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Okay, you're going to see one or two delays across the expressways. That's for sure. Look out for the CTE towards the SLE, an accident at Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5 exit. That is going to slow you down a wee bit this morning. Other than that, not too much to tell you about. Just stay within the speed limit, please. Make sure you've got everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. Good morning, world. Yes, from wherever you're catching us from right now, all over the world. We are with Natalie Dau, also known as Rockstar Arms, and boy, did we have an awesome workout this morning.
Yes, and so many variations with how we worked out. So, Natalie, today we're talking about keeping fit and healthy as we get older, because that's one thing we can't reverse is our actual age, and we get older with every minute that we speak. So, what are some of the myths that you've heard or that you know of when it comes to exercising and getting older?
Yeah, a lot of people a lot of the symptoms people think are associated with old age are actually just associated with no activity. So things like balance or weakness is not generally because of old age, it's just because you haven't been active enough. As you go along. People say, I don't want to hurt myself, I'm getting older. Well, exercise actually combats that because you're working on your balance and strength and agility. People, it's too late, I'm too old, I don't want to start now. Well, that's not an excuse, especially if you're looking at things like diabetes or heart disease or even arthritis. There is never a bad time to start.
And it's about starting slow, right? If you've never done any work to build that strength and then slowly being able to do so much more.
Absolutely. Start slow with something that's achievable and build your confidence along the way too. So, you want those wins to make you feel better, and grab a friend and go and do it. It's more fun.
You're right. Confidence is so important as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because if you're in two minds while you're working out, is my body built for this? Then you're never going to give it your 100% because there's a little bit of fear in your mind as well. So yeah, start slow. And I think Nat is so good at this. I mean, I've observed so many other people out there. I'm not knocking the other trainers and all that, but they've got to take it easy when it comes to people who are just starting out, especially the older ones. Sometimes I observe, I have my own trainer and I'm in the gym, and sometimes I see these older folk coming in and they're being trained by some of these really young trainers, and I feel that they're pushing these older folks
too hard,
a little bit too hard. And I don't think that should be the way.
Yeah, that's always been a worry with me. Does anybody who wants to train me understand the workings of a 65-year-old body?
Yeah.
Because the workings are different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the injuries are different.
Yes.
And the flexibility and tendons and ligaments are all going to behave in different ways.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take an older person to train an older person, right?
Absolutely not. It's just about, being qualified and having that knowledge and understanding where your client is coming from and what they want to achieve as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Glenn was just showing me this Instagram account, Train with Joan.
Yeah.
73-year-old woman.
75, actually.
75, who will put us all to shame.
Yeah, she's quite amazing.
It's awesome. Age is just a number. I think biological age is more spot on than what we think our age is every birthday.
What about when it comes to diet for someone who's getting older? Do we count the same amount of calories as someone who's younger?
Well, it all comes down to output like anything. So if you are a very active older person, then, you need to be able to make sure you're fueling that lifestyle. But I think people should be thinking about fueling and recovering as we get older, not just mindlessly eating. You need more protein to keep that muscle mass because that's one of the first things we lose. And then, keeping your things like your blood sugar more regular as you get older so you're not getting those highs and lows and headaches. And a glass of red wine at the end of the day is not going to
You see how everyone just woke up?
Just waiting for that.
Oh, yeah.
She picked up on that, She's like, everyone's so quiet. And she's like, wait, hold on, let's throw in a glass of red wine.
There's a reward at the end of every day.
Natalie, I think, I'm just thinking about this whole situation. People are starting to work out, and there are people who are going to start today, because they've just watched us and all that. What kind of advice would you give, someone who's perhaps maybe going for a run after a long time today in terms of fuel, fuel? Because once again, I went to the extreme. During that week I was on leave, I decided, okay, I want to lose a little bit more weight. So today, I'm not going to eat. So I didn't have any. I just had coffee in the morning, and then I went for my run in the afternoon. I went for a 3.5 kilometer run. Not that long.
Yeah.
But, after the run, when I got home, I felt a little nauseous and I felt a little faint. And I thought, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And then I realized I didn't have anything to eat.
Yeah,
So
and
is
you've
that-
only had coffee.
Yeah. So,
Dehydrating.
so what would you advise someone to have? Let's say if they don't want to eat too much, but what do they have to have at least before going for a run?
Yeah, I think, an hour before, have a banana. That's always it's real food. It's an easy thing to digest. That's great. Also, make sure you're hydrating before you're going for that run. So, coffee's fine. It'll get your heart rate up, but you need to make sure you've got that water on board as well. And it's also important as you get older to fuel after your run because your body's, needs that. So a little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs, if you can, after your run is super important.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Thanks for that, Nat. Thank you so much for joining us, and please thank the good people at Vitruvian as well.
I will. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, that's awesome. Hello, Bibi Chia. Oh, no.
No sound.
Your mic's off, Bibi. We can't hear you.
Play a song and sort that out.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let's see whether she can sort that out because I just want everyone
Nope,
to hear her.
not yet.
No, not yet. Okay,
right.
so Bibi Chia, Principal Dietitian, is up next right here on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
Okay, we need to sort out Bibi's sound.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Can't hear
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay! I'm always so good at muting myself.
So now we know. Go like, Bibi, are you on
Unmuted?
mute?
So you could hear us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have to put a sign on my laptop saying unmute.
Unmute. Yeah.
Unmute to talk.
We'll make a sign, and if anything, we'll just flash you a little bit.
I've seen this interesting pad that's about this size that has a button so big that it's an unmute button and a leave meeting button that's so big. It's so cute. Yeah, so you can leave meeting by slapping it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, let's see now. I'm having a look at
There's
your
a coffee
table.
machine.
There are walnuts, and that's I think milk.
Let me make you bigger.
And then that's what's that? Is that sake you were just touching?
There are some some cashew nuts, I think. Are they
There are a lot
cashew
of
nuts?
nuts.
A lot of-
They're soybeans.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But these
Tofu.
soybeans are extra large.
Yeah.
And these are like Hokkaido soybeans. And they select like the largest. I'm going to try and make, tempeh out of these.
Oh, nice.
Yes. But there's a small theme over here.
Nuts.
And today's topic is not nuts.
Not
but
nuts.
Not nuts.
Gout.
Gout, that's right. Because there are a lot of myths behind what foods people can eat or cannot eat. And so, over the weekend, I actually had a few people asking me questions. So I thought today we would put gout as the topic of the day.
Okay, who has gout here?
I do.
You do. Okay, fantastic. So this one is especially for you, but also for the rest of us who have friends with gout. I don't think
we
I
have a
know
few
it.
colleagues like
Yeah, we
Tim. Tim O has
Timo
gout
has
as
gout,
well.
Yes.
Ooh.
So,
Yeah.
how do you get gout?
There?
There are no risk.
Bibi is here to tell us all that.
Well, there are some risk factors. There are food triggers, but there are also other underlying health conditions that can make people a little bit more susceptible to gout. Say, for example, if you're overweight, there's higher risk. If you have high blood pressure as well, gentlemen tend to be at higher risk compared to women. And then apart from that is a rich man's diet. You eat a lot of rich foods, and the risk is there. And the component in the food that usually triggers the gout or increases your uric acid level is something called purines or purine, because after you digest that, it becomes uric acid, and these uric acid will form crystals between your joints, making it painful, or we call them gouty attacks.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's the crystallization of uric acid in your joints that causes it to swell.
Yes, that's right. And it's so painful that you will remember how painful it is.
Oh, trust me, you never forget.
Okay.
But is it hereditary, Bibi?
There are some studies saying that it is it runs in the family. But then again, it is so treatable, and there's so many lifestyle factors that I believe, even if your father has it, you are able to control your diet, your weight, and be gout free.
So it's not something in the genetics then?
I doubt it. There are some linkages, but to me, it is very lifestyle-like. Yes.
Okay.
You know, everyone talks about genetics and all that. I really don't want to believe in that.
I
You know
don't
why?
believe in it.
Because it's like it's like, for example, right? I mean, it's not your fault. You've got like let's say for us, we live a different life from our parents and all that. And just because they have a condition, so people will say, oh, okay, you are probably going to get it because, it runs in the family.
Yeah.
It's not fair. And I don't,
But it's because of
it's like a life sentence,
Yeah, but it's because of families like mine that statement comes up. Because my great-grandfather had gout.
Okay.
My grandfather had gout.
Yep.
My father had gout.
Yeah.
And I have gout.
But it's because of the lifestyle.
Exactly, because you know why? Because you're living the same lifestyle as your father, your grandfather, and that's the reason why you have this as well.
I mean, there have been so many studies, correct me if I'm wrong, Bibi, not just for gout, but for things like heart conditions, diabetes, and a lot of other chronic diseases that people down the line have not got because they've improved their lifestyles.
Yeah, so you can actually improve your lifestyle or diet to reduce your personal risk. So we don't have to inherit everything. We only take the good bits. And I have seen people being able to use their diet to even reverse diabetes. And so it is very, very much lifestyle and diet.
So what should we be eating? What should we be avoiding if we're prone to gout?
Okay, so I think one of the key things is there are some myths around nuts, tofu, and soybeans that it causes gout, but it's actually been proven again and again that these foods in fact help you and they do not cause gout. So it's strange because some of these foods like nuts and tofu, they may have a bit of purine in there, but they do not increase your uric acid levels that and cause a gouty attack. So it is a myth. And the other thing would be coffee. So a lot of people think that drinking coffee may increase your risk, but actually it's the opposite. So people who drink coffee are at much lower risk than people who don't when it comes to gout.
You know, Bibi, that's the first time I'm hearing about that, I've heard
thing.
of everything that could lead to someone having gout, but never coffee. That's the first time I'm hearing that.
What is it about coffee that people think triggers gout?
I think it's also how we make our coffee. So if you're going to add a lot of cream, a lot of sugar, then that's not a very good coffee. But typical coffee with, no sugar, no milk, like black coffee, actually does reduce your risk of gout. It is protective.
There you go. FD again. There you go. Mr. 3-in-1 coffee.
Every day.
A lot of sugar.
No, but I've gotten very good. I do now 2 3-in-1s when I'm at work. And I drink no other coffee.
But why must you do 3-in-1s? Don't do 3-in-1s anymore.
I should be doing black coffee.
Too much sugar.
Right, Bibi? 3-in-1s are not good, right?
They're not good for you.
They're not good.
No,
and I really wish, companies can create a healthier 3-in-1, like truly healthier 3-in-1.
It'll never happen.
It never happens. Yes. And I also noticed that 3-in-1s used to be 20 grams a sachet. Now it can be 55, 60 grams a sachet.
Yes. Shall I mention a few brands?
Some of them are crazy.
Wow, and the sweetness is intense.
Yeah.
Some people are addicted to it because it's so rich and it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Even I can't take the super sweet 3-in-1s. Like, it's just too much for me.
Especially the ones named after an old town in Malaysia. Oh my
Named
God!
after an old town.
I think that is the worst. No.
But I think, if you want to improve on your consumption, check the label. Like I always say, look at the
not
sugar
going to read every
content.
content.
I'll read it for you.
Bibi, here's a question I want to ask because it happens to me and I don't know whether this is a trigger or it's just subconscious. If I do not drink enough water, I will get a gout attack.
Really?
That is 100% true.
That's
Hydration.
Hydration is so important with gout. Hydration.
Yes. So day to day, I would recommend people to drink, at least 8 cups of water.
Yeah.
But if you have a gout attack, it would be up by 100%. That means you have to drink 16 cups of water in order to flush the extra uric acid out. And so dehydration does increase your risk. And therefore, you see some army boys who don't drink enough water, they get gouty attacks as well.
Man, who drinks 16 cups of water a day?
When you have an attack. You should be on 8 cups a day, but when you have an attack, you literally double your water consumption.
Wow, 16 cups, I'll drown.
You guys need to drink more water as well.
No, I drink about 2 liters a day,
2
but
liters
that's
a day?
all I can take,
I
right?
don't drink enough.
About
drink.
750 milliliters at a go. Okay, hold on. Traffic update
Then
coming
Abby can
up.
ask the question again.
Yeah.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
The CTE towards the SLE, an accident at Ang Mo Kio Avenue 5 exit. Delays across the expressways, quite a few this morning. It's almost back to what I would consider normal. But so expect delays if you're driving out there this morning. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning, Singapore. We are on The Big Show. It's Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean, and we have Bibi Chia right here on the most steady breakfast show in Singapore.
More steady?
I am very happy to announce that all the other breakfast shows in the morning are all shaky. We are the steadiest. Okay? Yes. Steady, pom, PP.
We're the big steady.
We're the big steady. We're the
So,
big steady.
Bibi, this is the thing. Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong, or is this psychological? If I do not consume enough water, I will get...
Die.
No, I will get
true.
a gout attack.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. So people who are dehydrated are at higher risk of having gout. And so it's important to drink a minimum 8 cups of water every day. And if you have a gout attack, you need to increase it to 16 cups a day.
Yeah.
Okay, Bibi, what are the myths that surround people with gout that can't eat things like soybean and nuts and tofu?
Which is what I've always been told. Sardines.
And coffee that we've just learned from you on thebigshow.tv. Can you tell us a little bit more?
So a lot of people think that coffee may actually trigger gout, but the truth is if you drink a good coffee, it reduces your risk of having gout. But the coffee, of course, has to be, low sugar, no creamer. A healthy cup of coffee actually helps you. Yeah. Yeah.
What about plant-based milk versus animal milk?
So dairy, if it's low fat, it also helps to reduce the risk. Both plant-based as well as regular milk are suitable for people with gout. Only thing is, if you are going to drink cow's milk or any form of dairy, it has to be low fat. Okay. And I think that it's also a good idea that we switch part of our diet to be a little bit more plant-based. Specifically, with especially soy, it's got such a bad name when it comes to gout. People think I eat tofu and I get gout. But it's actually a myth. So if you take more of these food items such as soybean and tofu, your risk of having gout is actually lower.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, I haven't had milk in my fridge for a year now.
Wow.
So I'm mainly on almond milk,
Okay.
right? And now, more recently, wifey likes oat milk.
Oat milk, yeah.
So she likes that with her coffee.
No, but this is a boon for me. I haven't had tau in like 2 years, 18 months, 2 years.
Oh, how
So now
sad.
you can have
Because
tau.
I can have my tau.
But
Because you thought that the soy
It's
would
bad
give
for
gout.
you.
Gout, yeah.
Once in a while, it's okay, right? Bibi, tau hui zui. It's okay, what, right?
In fact, regular consumption is okay.
Oh, yeah,
but
okay.
the thing is the sugar that's added. So are you
okay.
okay to eat tau hui with no syrup?
I don't take it with the syrup. I like it plain.
But you can have
Okay.
a little bit of syrup. They'll ask you, you want a little
Yeah.
bit of syrup?
But I generally
It's okay.
take mine plain anyway.
so is it okay to have it every day if you're someone who has gout?
Yes, you can.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think also balance in the diet is important. So the other parts of your diet shouldn't have too much of animal protein because the total amount of protein will affect your risk of gout. It will increase your uric acid level, specifically like red meat, certain shellfishes, anchovies. In fact, anchovies is one of the highest in purines. So if you're going to eat nasi lemak, you got to avoid the ikan bilis in there because that will trigger your gout.
Oh, I love ikan bilis.
suffering.
No, but a little bit is fine.
A
you know,
little
not,
bit
not,
is okay.
Not
Not every
too
day.
much.
what
and not
about
every day,
what about
yeah.
sardines?
it's the same.
Same, right?
So yeah, sardines, small fishes where you eat the entire fish, they
right.
tend to have high levels of purines.
So herring as well.
Yes.
You see, folks, that's why we have this beautiful lady with us every Monday, Bibi Chia, our Principal Dietitian. All right? So don't go listening to all these unqualified people. Just listen to Bibi because she knows what she's talking about.
Busting myths every Monday.
Exactly. Up next on the show, Richard Marks. Here's Angelia on 1FM 91.3. And that's Angel's full name, by the way. Angelia
No, it's
Teo.
not.
Oh,
No, it's Angelique.
that's right, Angelique.
No, Angelia.
He
okay.
should have sung a song. Angelique. Anyway, you tuned into The Big Show. 1FM 91.3. We are live on thebigshow.tv with Principal Dietitian Bibi Chia.
So, Bibi, things like another thing I have stopped, and I used to like it as a snack rather than loading up at lunchtime and dinner time, is a handful of nuts. Because I was told nuts are another trigger for gout. So I've stopped this handful of nuts every time I get hungry.
I think nuts is safe, and you're right. It is a handful because if you eat 2 handfuls of 3, then your calorie count goes up, fat intake goes up, and weight is such a big factor when it comes to risk of having gout. So handful of nuts is very healthy to have.
So you can.
All nuts created equal? Like, what kind of nuts would be the best kind of nuts to snack on?
I personally like walnuts because of its nutritional profile. It's high in omega-3. But I also like pistachios. Reason is because there's a study saying that even if you eat more pistachios, you don't gain weight, even though it's high calorie. I suspect it's because of the action, of having to
Let's exercise.
You know what? I like Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts are very, very good for you.
They're so nice and oily.
They're very good for you. Yeah.
Yes.
And they're so filling.
Oh yeah, they're so big. But don't overeat them because Brazil nut in the nut world is the highest in selenium. In fact, a lot of foods don't reach that level.
What's selenium?
It's a kind of mineral, so similar to zinc. It provides you with minerals that may help you with your immunity. But 2 to 4 Brazil nut would already be enough to give you all the selenium you eat. So just snacking on Brazil nuts can actually give you too much of it, and it's not helpful, especially children. Their requirements are so low that only 2 Brazil nuts I would recommend for child.
That's the reason why I take Brazil nuts. Because I don't want to keep on eating any other nut, right? Cashews, almonds, especially the smoked almonds. Right? Oh my goodness! I will just keep on chomping on them, But Brazil nuts, because they're not that tasty, right? They're not. They're quite bland, actually, right? I can have a maximum of 5, and then I'm full, and I don't feel like having any more. So
okay. So when you're talking about nuts, you're not talking about chocolate covered and sugar coated, right? You're talking about raw nuts, right?
Yes.
Do we have to soak them before?
You can. In fact,
to activate, right?
Yes, a lot of people soak almonds before they eat them, but it is not necessary. In fact, I think just eat it any way you like. If you like it soaked or roasted, just not too smoky and salty or sweet.
But don't you just love those smoked almonds?
Oh, they're the best.
Oh,
so no
tasty.
nuts, no sugar coated, no chocolate coated, no nothing. Yeah, just plain nuts.
No, my nuts.
Plain nuts.
My nuts are the ones I used to eat are exactly the ones that Bibi
she
has
has
on her table.
Oh, okay.
And I stopped it
Nature's
because everybody
wonders.
said, don't eat that, you're going to get gout.
Okay, now you know that you're not.
So now I've got my nuts, I've got my tofu.
Yay!
I get my nuts from peanut butter ice cream.
No, not counted.
Not the one.
This is Mr. Gung Ho, no? Because he's in his 30s. Let's see whether he talks like that when he's in his 50s.
Right? One leg off already, I'll be on one.
It's so interesting. On our Facebook page, Eric Lowe said, I have gout, but I don't know what the trigger is. I eat beef, nuts, rice, duck, tofu, but apparently it doesn't cause a gout attack. It just comes and goes every once in a while. Eric, I think it's because
Beef
you
and
eat
duck
the beef, the
and the
nut.
duck.
It's the beef and the duck and the rice.
It's the beef
That's
and the
what it
duck
is.
and the rice, yeah. Are we right?
Of course.
Yeah, so too much of a beef or duck will give you too much purines, and it will increase your uric acid levels. But also, sometimes when we use certain like stock cubes to cook, that could actually be something that could trigger. Yeah, and also I think it's the total amount of protein that we eat. So, say for example, you're eating beef, and then suddenly when you eat tofu and you get a trigger, we think it's the tofu, but it could have been
The beef, right.
Yeah.
But you're talking animal protein, not plant protein, are you?
Yes, that's right. Typically, it is the animal protein, and specifically certain seafoods, especially, yes.
So if you equivalent, say, the same amount of protein to a rack of lamb, the rack of lamb animal protein will trigger it. But if you eat the same amount of plant-based protein, will that trigger gout as well?
No,
it won't.
It reacts differently. Yeah.
I keep telling you guys.
Actually, Principal Dietitian, I want to just tell you this. As I grow older, I think I'm becoming very unwell. You know why? Because everything is a trigger now for me.
Oh, really?
Every time I eat something, you know what the trigger is?
What?
Guilt. And as a result of that, I don't feel good, I'm questioning everything that I eat, these days. Like yesterday evening, right? I went to visit my father-in-law, and then after that, Jean and myself went down to Wampo Food Center.
Yes. There you go.
And you know what? I couldn't resist, and I had to order Hokkien mee.
Oh, you've been craving it.
Yes, I've been craving it, you know. And I went home and I had the Hokkien mee, and then after that I felt guilty. And I was telling myself, why? Why do I have to feel guilty? Because I feel like every time I feel guilty, the bad thing in the food probably is going to affect me.
You're overthinking
why can't I just, why can't I just enjoy the Hokkien mee?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? I mean, should we all I know we should be conscious about what we put in our bodies, but have you come across people like me? I'm only just feeling it right now, where I'm suddenly so conscious about everything that I'm consuming.
I think we should reserve some of these higher calorie foods or some of our favorite foods to the weekend. So if you're doing it on a Sunday, it's okay. Then take your Mondays to Fridays to eat well, exercise, and then choose a Saturday or Sunday, one meal to
one day.
just enjoy. Yeah. And don't feel guilty, and enjoy it because you've worked hard Monday to Fridays.
Cheat. That's why they call it cheat days, though.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
Right?
a cheat day. Don't feel.
When was the last time you had Hokkien mee? You've not had it for ages.
Actually, I had it about 3 weeks ago.
Okay, but how big a packet was
That's
last
okay.
night's packet? Was it?
Well, I shared it with Jean.
okay.
So I bought a $5 packet and we shared it.
So that's not alright. That's all right.
But I'm thinking about the lard, the oil in it and all that.
I think it's a mental thing.
The last time
just
you
a
had
mental
it,
thing.
the last time you had it was 3 weeks ago.
It's a lot. Look at his
Yeah.
face. He's like, I do this every
The
day.
calories came in and went out
Every
already.
other day.
Yeah.
Because my Hokkien mee comes with sambal pork belly.
Oh.
I had Hokkien mee last night as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, for my first dinner. The second dinner I had tom yum soup.
You had 2 dinners?
Yes.
Okay. But
That's
okay,
how I live my life.
Bibi, how true is it if you're going to carb out on a meal, is it better to have it for breakfast and lunch and not dinner? Is it true that we should do our carbs during the day so that it breaks down by the time we go to bed?
I think for people specifically with diabetes, say for example, where the sugar levels can spike, and by moving around can help you reduce circulating sugar, that might be true. But still, I'm somebody who recommends that the carbohydrate intake should be evenly spread out throughout the day, so that your sugar levels are very consistent. Then again, I've also felt like, I've seen patients where at night they just cannot eat as much and they prefer to have less. I'm not going to ask them to eat more. So I would say yes, as long as you are comfortable.
Okay.
Bibi, when we go on air, I'll ask you a very important question.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we got 10 seconds so you can all smile and look pretty. Hi. Oh, we got a question on our Facebook page. So every day you see that one.
Yeah, Mary Chin's question. Mary is saying, is almond powder a good substitute for nuts? You don't need to substitute your nuts.
The boss. Not Sim Hong Huat. Not Bernard Lim, but Bruce Springsteen. With Streets of Philadelphia. Taken off the movie soundtrack of the movie of the same name. Streets of Philadelphia, which starred Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Yeah, one of his best
Philadelphia,
performances
yeah.
ever. I think he won an Oscar for that performance.
It was such a great movie.
Yeah, we're with Principal Dietitian Bibi Chia right here on the steadiest show on radio here in Singapore, The Big Show and thebigshow.tv. If you're watching us right now, this is Bibi Chia. If you're listening to us right now, this is Bibi Chia.
Saying hello.
So, Bibi, here's another question I have. And this was a trigger for my father. Is it a common trigger? Alcohol.
Yes, it is. In fact, beer is one of the things that I would recommend to avoid if you have had gout or you have high uric acid level.
What?
Yeah.
Beer specifically.
Why?
Yeah, it's just that the yeast in there, the content in there it just triggers gout.
Yeah.
But if you have to drink maybe wine or other spirits, and also limit it to the 1 or 2 standard drinks for healthy living. And the other thing about drinking is that people think that drinking fruit juice may be good for gout. But the irony is that the combination of all that fructose can actually increase your risk of gout. So fruit juices is not recommended.
Unbelievable.
Look at you.
No, because the reason why I asked that question was my dad had gout in his knee.
Okay.
He used to get it in his left knee. 2 glasses of wine, bam, he got gout.
Oh, wine.
2
Wow,
glasses
okay.
of wine.
Wine? But Bibi just said wine is fine.
1 glass of beer, bam, he got gout.
But there are different triggers for different people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so alcohol, when you are having high uric acid levels or you often get triggers or gouty attacks, is to completely eliminate from your diet. But during remission, there are people who can drink 1 to 2 drinks and still feel okay, but no beer.
No beer, okay.
I thought beer. You see, sometimes when I feel thirsty but I don't feel like water, then I drink my beer. The other day on the golf course, I was out with the boys, right? We had an average of 10 cans of beer
Oh my goodness.
each.
Normal.
Because we decided, like, okay, today we don't feel like having water, so we will have beer on the course.
But wouldn't you say that you sweat most of that stuff out on the golf course?
I mean,
But it's
we felt
dehydrating,
great.
isn't it? I mean, alcohol of any sort is dehydrating,
But it's still
right?
water.
It's
But I always feel like, beer is the best out of all the alcohols because, it's more water than anything else. I mean, try having a shot of whiskey, at every hole. That's 18 shots of whiskey. We've done that before, and we were like, we don't feel too good at the end of the whole thing. Crawling back to the clubhouse. That's not the way we want to, enjoy the day.
Just one more question coming up on our Facebook page, which is quite interesting. It's from Celine. Bibi, she's asking, does regular detoxing help with gout?
Because detox, this term is very vague. What does it really mean? When I think of detox, I think of eating a very low-calorie diet, a lot of fruit and vegetables, sometimes in the form of a juice, which is quite popular. You can do that, but a very sharp drop of your weight. So if you want to lose weight and you drop it too quickly, it triggers gout too. So if it's a 3 days, I think it's okay. But if you're going to do a very, very low calorie diet within a very short period, long period of time, where your weight drops really quickly, for some people, that is a trigger.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Everything in moderation.
So when someone is hit by gout, they will know it's gout, right? You can't suspect I'm having gout, right? Because it's something extremely painful.
Yes. It may even occur in other parts of the body. So some people think that, it's not at the big toe, so it's not gout. It can actually occur in different joints. So it's better to go and see a doctor when you have pains and do a blood test to see what your uric acid levels are and then monitor that number. Gout is extremely treatable. Nobody should suffer from long-term and, repeated gout. Is to get it sorted out, see a dietitian, work with your doctor, and hopefully it never comes back again.
He said his father had gout in the kneecap. I'm like, what? Oh, I mean the knee.
So anyone who says, I suffer from gout, it is completely treatable. There is absolutely no excuse.
Yes, that's right.
Wow, okay. All right, okay.
So there's medication, and of course, you've got to make some lifestyle changes. That's it, right?
Yes, it's easier said than done because it does involve lifelong changes. Yes.
Wow. Okay. We are speaking to our principal dietitian, the one and only Bibi Chia, right here on The Big Show and thebigshow.tv. Coming up, headline news and sports. Wow.
Hey, Bibi, before we run, I've just got one other question. Someone introduced me to these pills, which are celery pills. And whether it's placebo effect or whatever, it seems to work with me. Does that make any sense?
There aren't much studies to prove that celery pills can help, but if it's helping you, even if it's placebo, it's great because it's not.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, it's not going to harm you. The other food item that people eat and they notice, hey, they get better, is cherries. So even when it's form of a frozen cherries, fresh cherries, up to cherry syrup that you can get in a concentrate, these cherry.
No.
That's rose.
That's rose.
That's
No,
rose.
Yes, so the cherry concentrate comes in like a bottle, like a syrup. Some studies use that, but of course, if you can have access to fresh and frozen cherries, have a little bit more of that. That should help to reduce your uric acid
I've
levels.
heard that before.
So celery. So wouldn't it be better for him to just be drinking celery juice instead of taking celery pills?
Yes, you can. So celery juice
Celery
don't
juice
have
for
that.
you.
Which we do
fructose.
in-
Yes, you can. Yeah.
My God, I take celery juice, but I hate the smell and I hate the taste.
No, so
it
do
depends.
I.
It depends on what you mix it with.
No. You're not supposed to mix it with anything. You just have celery on
Mix
its
it
own.
with cherries.
I mix it with spinach. So
Oh, spinach is okay.
I
Yeah.
mix it with spinach.
Drink your
Yeah.
vegetables.
Celery juice actually smells like I don't know,
You're not
just
meant to enjoy
awful,
it.
right?
You're meant to just drink it.
Yeah, just
It's
close
not.
it.
It's not.
Just
yeah.
close your eyes, pinch your nose,
Yeah,
and
and
drink
just drink down the hatch.
it. Yeah.
Okay, one last question before I we let you go. What is good for the brain? What kind of foods
DHA.
should
DHA.
Food high in
foods? But
DHA.
yeah,
Foods, yeah, high
okay.
in
What
DHA.
what sort of foods should I be consuming?
Omega-rich foods, I do think that people are under-eating their omega-3s. So omega-3s can be from oily fishes, can be from walnuts, could be from
Seaweed?
even a supplement. Yes.
Seaweed, yeah.
It's in seaweed, algae, certain types of eggs in the yolk also have higher DHA levels. And if you feel that you're not having enough omega-3, it is also okay to get a supplement. Sometimes I just have to give supplements to my patients because they cannot eat it from their foods.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I feel like I'm kind of slowing down. So I need to-
Yeah.
I love all those foods,
It's
though.
beginning.
So
It's beginning to show.
I know. That's why.
No.
I know
Ginkgo
that.
nuts, dude. Ginkgo
Yeah.
nuts.
Ginkgo nuts.
Yeah, so yeah.
Thank you so much, Bibi, for joining us once again. We can't wait to be with you again next week.
See you all Monday.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
baby.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye. I wanted to ask her, about that water dispenser. Is
It's
that
a coffee machine.
Coffee machine.
Oh, coffee
That's
machine.
Because she
I mean
was
coffee
talking
machine.
about coffee. She was talking about coffee, right?
How
Yeah.
many things
Give him
did you
his nuts.
learn about gout today that you
A lot.
didn't know? I'm stumped. I mean, my
I just
family has
thank
had
God I have no gout.
Knock on wood.
My
Knock
family
on
has
wood.
had gout for so long,
But it's
and I
not-
found out so much today.
But it's not from your family.
It's not. It's,
It's
my
not.
lifestyle.
It's your
lifestyle.
lifestyle.
Exactly.
It is
Yeah.
my lifestyle. I mean, that I know. But
You're living in terms of diet and all that. You're
I'm living that life. Yeah.
the life of your father and your
Yes.
grandfather and maybe more.
Yeah.
The gout-infused lifestyle.
Yeah, because there's so
Absolutely.
much more in terms
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
rich foods
Yes.
out there now.
Yeah.
So,
Very true. Very true.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta give out a prize as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
just
we're
eat
gonna be
grass,
going-
Lively.
Yeah,
Come on. Let's all just eat
Come
grass.
together with me.
All right, share the video.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.